Hello friends, please fasten your seatbelt and sit upright because we are about to learn something important together. The Earth is the planet which we live, move around and have our entire existence in. The Earth we never made, but inherited. But the natural challenges we currently experience in the world has been triggered by our own actions and inactions while coexisting in this beautifully made planet. Dear friends, please join me as we take a deep dive into sustainability at large. You can define sustainability in different ways, and I'm very sure you're going to be correct, but I'm going to keep it simple. Sustainability is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the needs or the ability of the future. Adopted on September 25th, 2015 by 193 United Nations member states in Paris, the Sustainable Development Goals was developed on the idea of two preceding summits. The Agenda 21 of the Rio de Janeiro 1992 summit in Brazil and the New York 2000 Millennium Development Goals summit in the United States, headed by the then United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan. Now let us talk about the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs. The MDGs was formulated in the year 2000 by 191 United Nations member states and 22 international organizations. The MDGs are a set of 8 goals targeted at eradicating extreme poverty and hunger, achieving universal primary education, promoting gender equality and empowering women, reducing child mortality, improving maternal health, combating HIV/AIDS, malaria and other diseases, ensuring environmental sustainability and global peace for the development. One thing I'm going to tell you about the MDGs is that it is targeted at the developing countries, which are Africa, Asia, North and Southern America, the Pacific, Middle East, and parts of Europe. This takes away the misconception that the idea of the SDG is a Western idea. This is not true, although it's believed by a minority, because the basis for the SDGs, which is the MDGs, was targeted at the developing countries. In 2015, at the Paris Summit, the United Nations member states adopted a more robust and comprehensive agreement, which encompasses the environmental, social, and economic framework known as the Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals SDGs consist of 5 pillars: the people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals were targeted at no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate actions, life below water, life on land, peace and justice and strong institutions, partnership in achieving these goals. These goals were given a target to be achieved in 2030, and currently we are in the decade of action. As you know, we are only 6 years shy of 2030. This calls for global collaboration in achieving these set goals. Some key features of the Sustainable Development Goals are that it is integrated, it is inclusive, it is universal, and it leaves no one behind. It is integrated because it was stemmed from the MDGs. It is inclusive as it considers persons with disability on all genders, etc. And it is universal because unlike the Millennium Development Goals, which focuses mostly on developing countries, the SDG tends to bring every United Member States into the fold, and it leaves no one behind. The world's population, as determined by the United Nations in mid-November 2022, stood just about 8 billion, and it is predicted to reach 9 billion by 2050, which means we are expected to have about 1 billion more humans in the next quarter century. Currently, we are in the decade of action as 2030 approaches fast. This is why this video is made and targeted mostly at the developing countries, especially the sub-Saharan Africa. The sub-Saharan Africa has a total population of 1.2 billion persons as of 2022, with 1/5 of this total population resident in Nigeria alone. This is an alarming situation to deal with, and this video serves as a wake-up alarm, as there is a massive lack of awareness of the SDGs in the developing countries. You cannot solve a problem without being aware of it. This calls for a massive collaboration between all stakeholders involved. There is a need for active public, private, and individual engagement to achieve the 2030 set agreement. In moving forward, let me give you a brief preview of what we are going to be doing together on this channel. I will be making similar videos on each of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and we will also discuss in details the various aspects of sustainability, the environmental, the social, and the economic developmental aspects of sustainability. I would like to give you more details on what to expect from us in future. I will be presenting videos from my researches and learnings from my professors on the different aspects of sustainability. And on the environmental aspect of sustainability, we'll be talking about green energy, slums and smart cities, environmental risk measurement, human-centered business model, energy and technology production pattern, sustainable transportation, and the EU Green Deal. On the economic developmental aspect of sustainability, we are going to be talking about circular economy, ESG ratings and measurement, sustainable finance, the DeFi, decentralized financing, crowdfunding, SRI, Sustainable Reinvestment Fund, the use of big data for sustainable development, project management and fundraising, social entrepreneurship, sustainable investing, and financial inclusion. And lastly, for now, on the social aspect of sustainability, we are going to be talking about transparency in government, private-public partnership, social responsibility, and system thinking. Now, in a recap, let me give you the linkage that gives me every assurance that we can achieve sustainability with a proper awareness and collaboration. The Sustainable Development Goals came into limelight at the Rio Plus 20 Summit in 2012, which was stemmed from the MDGs. The Rio Plus 20 Summit is the 20th anniversary of Rio 92. The MDGs was formulated from the Agenda 21 of the Rio 92 Earth Summit. The Earth Summit is the 20th anniversary of the first Human Environmental Conference in Stockholm in 1972. They have been a chain of global collaboration by world leaders leading to this 2030 agenda. And only the proper awareness, will, and collaboration can induce the behavioral change we need to achieve sustainability. And lastly, one more important thing. The world is suffering depletion in its demography, environment and ecology, economic development, and even depletion in unity, as in the war and crisis in almost every region of the world. This video was made in advocacy for a positive change. Please share this video and help spread the awareness of the SDGs as we gear towards 2030 with the hope of achieving sustainability. In the next video, we'll be talking about why some countries develop while others stayed poor. And that is the video right there. Please don't forget to share your thoughts with me in the comment section and share the video. And I'll see you a lot soon.